What's up, y'all? Candy Girl here with my 2 cents on Walmart raises and benefits and Sam's Club closings. Before I get started, go ahead, hit that like button real quick for me, please. And also, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. All my first-time viewers, what's up? Thank you for coming by. I really appreciate you clicking on the video. Go ahead and subscribe, join the family. Let me know what you think about the video and just your thoughts on the topic overall, okay? So let's get into the topic at hand. If y'all hadn't known, ever since the tax cuts, even before the tax cuts, a lot of politicians and analysts and things like that were saying that this tax cut is not going to cause companies to reinvest in its people by spreading the savings into wages. What they're going to end up doing is buying extra stock in their company and building their profit share in that particular company. Now, Walmart thought that they were going to show that that's not necessarily true for them. So they said as a result of the tax cuts, they were going to go ahead and give like $1 raise to all of their employees, which is nothing to raise your nose at, because if you think about it, there's about 2,080 working hours in a year if you're working full time. So that's an extra 2,000, and after taxes, probably about $1,700 for people who have children, who have a home to keep and maintain. Like, that's nothing to turn your nose up at. At the end of the year, somebody gave you a $1,700. I'm sure that you'd be really happy. So in the end of the day, that's pretty good. Also, they increased parental leave rights, which is interesting because they already give several weeks of paid leave to their women. So I think that they're expanding the benefits to the men as well, which I think is an awesome idea, because men deserve just as many rights as women when it comes to parental rights and the time that they spend bonding with their child, helping the child in their first couple of days of life. I think that all parents deserve that right. I forgot what else they provided to their associates, but I think overall it's a really, really good gesture, and I'll take it, right? Especially because when there was a lot of debate over raising the minimum wage, this was one way to really help with the initiative to, you know, make people's wages reflect what their obligations truly are and what some of their aspirations are. So anywho, I don't know if you guys watch the Young Turks, but I love the Young Turks. They're independently funded, which means they can say what the fuck they want. So one thing that I love about the Young Turks is that they have pointed out that this may not be a gesture of good faith from Walmart. As a matter of fact, what they were saying is that Target had recently raised the minimum wages for their associates, and so it started to put the pressure on Walmart to increase their wages as well, because of the fact that their people could very well just leave, go to Target, not only because the wages are higher, but because they see that the employer is loyal to their employees, and therefore that loyalty breeds reciprocal loyalty. With that being said, I think that the timing is very suspicious. Now, Target raised their wages a while ago. Walmart, on the other hand, just did it. So, I mean, if it was about Target, right, you would think that they would have raised the wages a lot sooner than that, and they wouldn't have let that amount of time pass by. I tend to disagree with that, because they could have leveraged the tax bill passing to have some extra gesture of loyalty to their employees. So I really don't see that as a reflection of them. I think that that was strategic in their public relations standpoint. Now, pretty much in the same breath as them increasing wages, they then say that they were going to close somewhere, you know, I forgot the exact number, but they are closing several Sam's Club. And Sam's Club is owned by Walmart. So they are raising wages by $1 per hour per eligible associate, but in the same breath, they are costing 11,000 jobs in the process. So if they really were loyal to their customers, and if they were doing these things to be loyal to their, if they're doing these things to be loyal to their employees, they sure as hell would not have closed all of those locations without any sort of proper notice. Just my 2 cents. I've also noticed that the areas where Sam's Club is closing down, a lot of those places experience food scarcity, okay? Places like Indianapolis and things like that, those places don't necessarily have the types of fresh fruit markets that other more affluent areas have. And so, in so many words, you're increasing food scarcity. Food scarcity is typically a problem in lower income environments that are mostly minority communities. Now, I have to do a little bit more digging on exactly the demographic of the communities in which the Sam's Clubs were closed, but I would be interested to see exactly what those areas were, what's the demographic there, what's the socioeconomic status there, and how does that affect the food scarcity in there. Because studies have shown that IQ is also correlated to food scarcity. So in a place that has less food security and more food scarcity, that would mean that the IQ is lower. And if you really think about it, my car is sliding. If you really think about it, go ahead, sir. I am sliding on ice right now, so let me just orient myself. But anyways, if you think about if these things are happening in areas of food scarcity typically occurs in lower income minority environments. You're taking away jobs as well as food security from those environments, and that is where my problem lies. So Walmart, you're not being loyal to your employees, you're not being loyal to the community. If anything, you use that as pretext for your own selfish gain, and I'm not impressed. That's just my 2 cents. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments. Until next time, you all, love and blessings.